Most people think prison only happens to the person who gets sentenced, but it doesn't. It hits the families as well. And for a lot of families, the first few days are chaos. No clear explanation, no proper roadmap, patchy contact, and mixed information. And that horrible gut feeling that everything is happening, but no one's telling you how the system actually works. And this is where families panic. And this is exactly where this video comes in. Because this is not just about, this is about what you as a family and friends need to do. In this episode, I'm breaking down what families need to know, who to contact, how visits work, how to find someone, how to raise a welfare concern, how to complain properly, and the information you need to gather earlier on before stress takes over. Because prison does not just test the person inside, it tests everyone around them too. Now, the first thing families need to understand is this: early days are often messy. That does not mean something is wrong. Sometimes it just means the person is still being processed. They are still in reception, they are still in induction, still waiting for phone numbers or visits to be sorted, still trying to get their head wrapped around where they are and what happens next. The first phone call lands and it's late, short, emotional, or really flat or angry and strange. Do not automatically assume this is new norm. Sometimes this is just the first hit of a prison landing. But whilst you are waiting, do not sit there in panic without nothing written down. This is the first practical step. Start a simple record straight away. Write down the prison name, the prisoner number when you get it, the full name exactly as the prison holds it, the date of birth, every date and time they call, every staff member or department you speak to, what you were told, who told you, and what still needs sorting. Because when families are stressed, memory goes to pieces. And prison gets harder to navigate when you know someone told you something, but you can't remember who, when, or what exactly was said. Now, let's get into one of the first big practical questions families have. How do I even find them if I don't know where they are? If you do not know which prison your loved one is in, there is an official Find a Prisoner service. It's there for exactly this kind of situations. You put in details like the name, date of birth or age if you know it, and prisoner number if you have it. This is one of the first things families should know because too many people waste time ringing around trying to blindly navigate this where there is already an official route for it. Now, once you know the prison, the next smart move is very simple. Check that prison's own official page on gov.uk because this is usually where you will find how their particular visits work, what ID is needed, how to keep in touch, what to do in an emergency, what support is available for you as family and their friends. And that matters because every prison can work slightly different. Don't just rely on what happened in another jail or what someone in a Facebook comment said happened to them 3 years ago in a different jail. Check the prison itself. Now, let's talk about visits because this catches families out all the time. The simple version is this: you cannot just decide to visit and turn up. In most cases, the prisoner has to add you to the visitors list first. Until that happens, you are not getting booked in. The practical advice I would have is this: ask your loved one as early as possible, have you added me to visits list? Because if they haven't, you can waste a lot of time trying to sort a visit that cannot happen yet. And once you are on the visitors list, then you can check how the prison wants visits booked. Some use booking online, some have local booking instructions, some have very specific rules around timing, ID, children, and how far in advance you can book. Again, don't guess. Check the actual prison process. Now, let's talk about email contact. Families often assume they can just email a prisoner like normal. You can't. You cannot email the prisoner directly like a normal inbox. What usually happens instead is a service called Email a Prisoner, where the message is sent electronically, then printed and passed on to them inside. That is really useful for families to understand early because it stops people thinking, why are they just ignoring my email? You are not emailing them directly the way normal email would work for everybody else. You are using a prison message route. Letters are also still important, and if you are sending letters, always include the prisoner's number if you have it. That makes life a lot easier. Now, let's move on to the most important bits in this whole episode. What do families do if they are seriously worried about someone inside? This is where people need real practical advice, not just vague reassurance. If if you are worried about a prisoner's safety and well-being, don't just sit and wait for the next phone call. Ring the prison and be direct. Say it's a welfare concern. Ask for the orderly officer, duty governor, or safer custody team. Then give the prisoner's full name, date of birth, and prisoner number if you have it, and say exactly why you are worried. Not vague, very specific. For example, he sounded suicidal on the phone. He said he's being threatened. He has stopped making contact and I have serious welfare concerns. He has mental health issues and I am worried he's not coping. This is how families need to approach it: clear, specific, direct. Some prisons also have a separate route for urgent welfare concerns or serious safety concerns, but the wording varies from prison to prison. The safest, plain English advice from me is this: if you think they might be unsafe, ring the prison and ask for safer custody, the orderly officer, or the urgent welfare route. Now, let's talk about complaints, because this is where families often get either nothing or complain in a way that goes nowhere. The first rule is simple: start with the prison. If something has gone wrong, complain to the prison first. Do it in writing if you can to keep a paper trail. Keep it factual. Keep it organized. Keep copies. And here's how to complain more effectively: put the prisoner's full name, prison number, prison, and date of birth at the very top. Then say what happened, when it happened, who you spoke to, what response you got, why it matters, and what outcome you want. And that last part matters so much. Don't just say, this is disgusting. Say, I want confirmation this welfare concern has been logged. I want a written response about why this visit was refused. I want a clarification on what action has been taken. I want this complaint escalated. This is how families stop complaints turning into an emotional dead end. Now, if the prison's own process has been used and the issue is still not properly dealt with, this is where people start looking beyond the prison itself. But the smart first move is still the same: use the prison's own complaint route first and keep records. Now, here's another big practical point: support exists, so use it. Families do not have to navigate this alone. There is a prisoners' families helpline. There are prison family support charities. Depending on the area and the prison, there might be organizations helping with visits, family support, children affected by imprisonment, emotional support, and understanding of the prison system itself. If you are overwhelmed, confused, if you are overwhelmed, confused, or don't even know where to start, ask the prison what family support is linked to that particular jail, and use the National Family Helpline as well. This is not weakness. This is just common sense. Now, let's get into one of the biggest mistakes families make earlier on. They try to navigate everything from memory and emotion. That is where it turns one stressful week into months. I'm going to give you a practical checklist mentality families need. Find the prison, get the prisoner number, check the prison's official page, ask whether you have been added to visits, write down every important detail, use the official message route or letters if phone contact is patchy, use safer custody or the orderly officer if you are seriously worried, use the prison's complaint route first, then you can move to prison and probation ombudsman, so PPO. Use family charities and helplines to support. This is the family survival version, because prison is not just emotional, it's administrative. It's names, numbers, departments, rules, delays, and a lot of systems. And the families who cope better are usually not the ones who just care less. They are the ones who get organized faster. If you only remember one thing from this video, remember this: do not leave prison information in your head. Put it on paper. This is exactly why I have put together a simple printable checklist. All of the things you need to know, just comment under this video and I'll send it to you. Prison name, prisoner's number, visitor status, welfare concerns, complaint log, key contacts with names of staff, the questions you need answered at the start. Because the early days are stressful enough, without trying to remember everything in the middle of panic. And this is the real point here. Families do not just need sympathy, they need information, they need clear routes. They need to know who to contact and what to say. And you all need it in just plain English. This is episode 2 of Prison Survival 101. Next, I'll be covering the mistakes that quietly make prison harder for both prisoners and families, and the things that people get wrong very early on that can cause stress way later down the line. And before I wrap this up, hi, my name is Dagna, and I was a prison officer in the UK for 6 years. I've stood on the inside of the system. I've seen what the headlines miss. If you found this episode informational, please save and share it and subscribe to my channel for more. Because this is Inside Out Justice, and this is where we say the quiet parts out loud.